Good evening, everyone. This is Tracy Evans Langley, and I want to welcome you to our March edition of Mystery Stamping. I'm here with some of my friends, and we're going to make a fun and easy card that I think you guys are going to love, and it's going to help you use up all those little scraps of DSP that we all have lying about. So I think, unless anybody has any questions, we're going to go ahead and just jump in. We have some friends who I think are running a little late tonight, so we may have some people jump in as we go, and we'll share everybody's cards at the end. All right, you ladies ready? All right, I'm getting a thumbs up. Okay, so let me switch to my hands. And I told them I'm driving without my mouse tonight, so we'll see how this goes. Okay. All right, can you ladies see my hands? Okay, awesome. All right, it's telling me that I don't want that. I know I'm recorded. Okay. Um, okay. I'm getting a weird notification I don't usually get. So, all right. So we're going to start real quick. I'm going to share with you guys what I'm going to use for kind of my accessories and things. Um, I am going to use the banner sayings with the little punch that matches that for my greeting later. I did pull the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder for my embossing tonight. For those of you who don't have this, it is currently unavailable, but it is coming back in at the end of April. You're definitely going to want to put that on your list because it's awesome. And then I have a Calypso Coral ink pad. So this is a pretty low product, low supply list. As a matter of fact, if you didn't want to put a greeting on this card, you could just not even do it, which I love that. Okay, so we're going to start. So we have a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. Sorry, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And that's our cardstock. We have a piece of designer series paper, and I'm using the Brushed with Beauty. I think that's right. And that is also 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. If you wanted this layer to be, if you wanted your cardstock to show, you could trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4, but I really just want my card to be sturdy and I want more of my DSP showing. So I'm going to leave it that way. And then I have a piece of basic white thick that is 5 by 7 1/2. And then I have a piece of standard regular basic white that is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay. I have a scrap to use. This is petal pink that I'm going to use later, maybe if I decide I want a greeting. That was my kind of backup. And then we have all these little pieces of DSP. So you've got, let me get these all straightened out. That'll be the easiest thing to do. All right. So we have two pieces of DSP that are 1 1/16 by 1 1/16. And if you don't know where a 16th is, it's that first line after the 1, except not on my grid paper because this is just marked in eighths. So on your cutter, it's that first teeny line after the 1. And then I have a piece that is, actually I have two pieces. Oh, no, I'm missing a piece. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, so I have two pieces that are 3/4 by 2. I have one piece that is 3/4 by 4, and I didn't do that in order, and I'm sorry, ladies. And then I have one piece that is 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then I just have a scrap that I want to use to decorate my inside of my card. Okay. All right, so I just realized the one thing you are going to want is you either want your Simply Scored and you definitely want your paper trimmer. So I'm going to grab those because they've got left on the counter. So let me grab that. Okay. So we're going to start, let's see. Yeah, we're going to start with we'll start with our paper. Okay, so we're going to basically create some strips. We're going to do that first. So grab your paper trimmer. if you don't have a little bowl or something, you might want to have a little bowl or something for, because we're going to have some little pieces. And so we're going to start with these two squares that are 1 and 1/16 by 1 and 1/16. And we're only going to need 4 of these little triangles. We're going to cut these into triangles. We're only going to need 4, but just in case they're not cut perfect, or if you need the size or you want more of the color to show in a different way, we're going to cut extras of these. So you will have extra pieces of this. So the first thing we're going to do is just take our paper trimmer and we're just going to cut these into triangles. I'm going to hopefully be able to do this. These are teeny, teeny little pieces. If you kind of start in the middle and then press down, it's a little bit easier. So once you cut that first triangle, just turn it where the flat side is at the top and the point is down in the cutting, where your cutting blade is going to be. Just cut those. Snip those off and set those aside. Second one, same way. So everybody should have 8 little triangles. Are we good? Okay. So now what you want to do, and you probably, if you have a silicone mat handy, you're going to want to grab your silicone mat just so that you don't get adhesive all over your world. And you're going to take those 4 strips that you have. And you're just going to put those out. And then you're going to take your little triangles on the opposite side. So for me, I'm going to use this floral side for these. And then for my triangles, turn my little notes over so I make sure I do this right. Okay. So what you want to do is you're going to take your triangles and you want to just fill in that space at the top. So you want it to go, you basically want the 90-degree angle to be on the left. Okay. So you just want to glue those down. So you just want to have your triangles fill in that space. Okay. So we're just going to glue those down. So. And some of mine are not going to work. Oh, no. Okay. And you just cut extras of these just in case, like if you're when you're cutting the triangles, if they're off just a little bit, that they still fill the space in. Okay. A stripy piece, I think. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. So now that I've kind of got those where I know what I like, I'm just going to do a teeny tiny, tiny little bit of glue and glue them down. I'm throwing paper everywhere. And I think this is one of those techniques. I may try it after we do it this way, but once you've learned how to do it, I think you could do your pieces, and as long as your pieces are proportionate, you could make them bigger. I don't know that you would want to make them smaller, but you could make them bigger. Okay. So once you've got those glued together, glued together, I'm just going to set them aside for a second and let them set up and dry just a little bit. While those are drying, I'm going to grab, and you can do this next part. You can either use a ruler and a pencil, or you could use your grid paper and a pencil. I'm going to use the Simply Scored because I think it's just an easier way to do it. And I need my Simply Scored out anyway. So we're gonna do a little bit of scoring. So first, we're gonna take that piece of basic white or neutral that is 5 by 7.5, and we're gonna score it at 3 3/4. Okay. I'm just double checking myself to make sure that is half. Yes, that's half. Woo! Okay. So we've got that. So this is essentially going to become our, we're going to put these pieces together and make that our card base. So we'll do that next. So just set that aside with your card base pieces. All right. So now we're going to take this piece that is 3 3/4 by 5. And what we're going to do is, and you, like I said, you can use a ruler and a pencil. I like to use the Simply Scored to do this. It's just as easy, and I know my line will be straight because I can't draw a straight line. I am going to score this at 1.5. I'm double checking myself. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it up, lower your foot, 45 degrees, 45 degrees. I'm going to a quarter turn. We're going to turn it a quarter turn, and then we are going to score it again at 1.5. So if you're doing your pencil line, even if you're using a pencil line, these lines are not going to show. We're going to use them as a guide. Okay. All right. So we're done scoring. We can get that. So we're done cutting and we're done scoring. Are you guys excited?
So Tracy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I scored it at 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I turn it, where's the second line? Does it intersect?
Yes, you're making a plus.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
there we go. Can you see it?
all right. Yep. So it needs to be there. Okay.
Yeah.
And
One
you
and a half
said
by
one and
one
a
and a half.
half?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. 1.5 and 1.5. So we're making ourselves a guide. There. Is that better, Laura? Can you see now?
Okay. Got it.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring back in our pieces. And I'm going to do this really slow, you guys. I did not practice. I did make myself a sketch, but I did not practice. So we're going to take our piece that is 3/4 by 4. Okay. This is going to be our first piece. What we're going to do, and I'm going to put this on the silicone mat because I think you'll be able to see it better. All right. So we're going to take this piece and we're going to set it so that it's lined up, it's basically on top of the score line. Okay, so it's our horizontal score line. We're gonna line it up and glue it down right on top. And our
Trace,
triangle is gonna be where the 90-degree angle is basically to the right this time. Okay.
Tracy,
Yep.
is on your white piece where
Mm-hmm.
we have four quadrants, is the
Yep.
larger quadrant on the top or the bottom?
The larger quadrant is on the top.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So it was basically we measured if you were doing it with a ruler, you would have measured 1.5 inches from the bottom,
Mhm.
made a line, and then 1.5 inches from the left side and made a line.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank
Now,
you.
that being said, once you make this card once, you could turn it however you want to turn it.
Mhm.
But I would lay it out like this. I think it's easier, if that makes sense.
We trust you.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay.
It's all
No
part of the
pressure.
mystery.
It is all about the mystery. Okay. So we're going to take our first piece and I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see a little bit. So I'm going to just adhere this 4-inch piece where my triangle is my angle, my 90-degree angle is on the side, and where I have my pattern DSP, that's going to be on my inside. Okay. Does that make sense? And
Mhm.
I'm going to line it up right on top of my score line or my line and right up against that one that we did that's up and down. Okay. So I'm just going to glue that down, and I'm not going to glue this little tail. We're going to leave that. We're just going to leave him right now. So don't glue him. Don't do anything with him. Just leave him there. He's not going to hurt anything. And actually, if you want, I'm just going to put my glue on my cardstock because then I won't get it on the edge or on the end. And that's way more glue than I needed. So I'm going to end up sticky. Okay, so that's our first piece. Don't press too hard because he is very sticky. Okay, so now that we have that piece down, we're going to take one of the pieces that's just the 2-inch piece. Okay, and where he's going to go is he's going to go. Oh, let me hang on. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, he's going to go to the right of this. He's going to go below the horizontal line, and he's going to go to the right of this one that's up and down. So he's going to go right here. Okay.
is that the second longest piece or one of the little ones?
It's one of the little 2-inch pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that you got two of. And
And
kind of think of this as like you're working in a clockwise direction. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive.
should it butt up against the piece we already put
Yes.
down?
Yes, it should butt up against the top.
We don't leave any gap.
No, you don't want any gaps. Okay. So he's up against this score line, the top score line, and he's up against the one that we did that's up and down. Okay. So it should look something like that. Okay. Can you guys see? So your triangles, think of it like that. Your triangles should be like every other one. So you should have like your, whatever this pattern is. So for me, it's the floral pattern and then my triangle and the floral pattern and then my triangle. Okay. All right. So once you've done that, you're going to take the other 2-inch piece and he's going to go right here. So he's going to butt up against that second piece and this line and be underneath. He's underneath this horizontal line. Okay. So I'm going to put a little glue down there. Those weren't perfect, but that's okay. Okay. You guys good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to take this last piece that is the one that is 2 3/4, and we're just going to basically fill in this last place, this last square. So we're up against we're up against all of the lines, and we're just going to put him in and fill him in, and we're going to make a little pinwheel. Isn't that cute? I'm just going to add a little adhesive there. And you guys are going to laugh. I made myself a sketch that I'm never going to show any of you because it's so bad, but I know what it means. Okay. So we have our little pinwheel. So we're going to let that sit for just a second. So what we're going to do now, you can do one of two things. You can either take your snips and you can snip off these little tails, or you can just fold them over and add a little adhesive and glue them down, which is what I'm going to do because I think you get a cleaner look. So you can go ahead and do that. It doesn't matter where you start. I'm just going to start at the top. I'm going to do my folding, and then I'm just going to go in and I'm going to add just a smidge of glue, or you could do Stampin' Seal or whatever you're using. Whatever you like. Just we're keeping everything flat. Okay. And see, in my little triangle here, he's a little bit hanging over, but this is my first one, so that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to add a little glue and glue all these guys down. All right, so now what you want to do, so we're basically made kind of a little pinwheel quilt square. So you can leave it plain, or you can run the whole thing through an embossing folder, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it through the Forever Plaid embossing folder. So I'm going to run and go do that. Because I was lazy and I didn't carry my.
Hold on. You're
Okay.
running that whole thing through?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna see you do it before I get brave and do it.
Okay. Now you could have, and I didn't do it this way because we were using our lines. So what you could do if you wanted to next time, is to emboss it and then make your lines
All right, I'll be
and then
brave.
add.
I'm gonna be brave.
You're gonna be brave.
Yeah, I don't have that plaid one, but I'll.
Anything, if you've got anything with lines, Laura, like
Okay, I
the
think I have. I'm gonna use this lacy one, I think.
yeah, that would be great. Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be really pretty. Think
All
of
right.
it as like if you were doing a quilt.
Yeah. All
So
right.
yeah.
Oh, that
So
makes
you just
sense.
want something with a little bit of just to give it a little dimension. Okay. So it basically we're doing the stitching. Think of it like that. There. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so there's mine. So you can see it just gives it a pop.
I use soft waves.
Huh?
I use soft waves on mine.
Oh, let me see. Let me get where I can see what you guys are doing. Let me see, Marsh. Marsh. Ooh, okay, I like that. All right, Laura's still looking.
I did it upside down.
That's okay. Run it back through. Flip it over and run it. You can actually, yeah, just run it back through. It won't hurt it at all. As a matter of fact, Laura, one of the cards that you all are doing for monthly club, oh no, it's not monthly club. It's one of the ones that Debbie and I are doing on Saturday. I'm having everybody run through twice, which is kind of fun.
That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
You good?
Yep. It looks good.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oop. You're blurry. You've got your background, like you've got everything blurred
Okay,
out.
hold on.
Your craft room always looks nice, so I don't know. Oh, there you go. Yeah, we can see you. Oh yeah. That looks cool. I like it.
Cool.
Very cool. Awesome. Okay. All right, let's move right along. Okay, so that was the hardest part of the whole project, you guys. I promise. So now let's go ahead and we can assemble the rest of the card. And then you guys can decide if you want to put in a greeting or what else you want to add. So what we're going to do, and I'm not going to do this in the order that I would normally do it, but okay. So this piece that we just our quilt, I'm going to call this our quilt square now. We're going to take our quilt square and we're going to add it to our little note card. So basically what we made was a note card. So you can glue this or you can use dimensionals. I think I'm going to glue it because it's all the same size. And I think it'll just look better glued. So I'm going to just glue mine flat. Plus the fact we've kind of got a lot going on. So if we're sending this, we don't want to add to the weight and how thick it is. But I am going to be pretty generous in my glue. Since we don't have a border. Maybe I'm going to be. I've been fighting glue all day.
So are you using one of the Stampin' Up! Note cards? Or
No, this is the one that we just cut. You could.
Oh, okay. One that
we basically made our own note card.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But you could, if you had a note card, like if you wanted to make a bunch of these and you have a bunch of note cards, you could totally use a note card and do this. You could also make a standard card and just adjust the sizes of everything. But for this one, when I saw, oh, and I need to tell you guys, I did not come up with this. This is not a Tracy original. I actually saw this on Julie Hines' blog. Laura, not Laura. Oh my gosh. Tina Lesson posted one that she did for a class. I saw one that she was doing. And I was like, oh, I need to learn how to do that. So, okay. So that would be a cute little note card if we just wanted to make it be a little note card. So if you had some of the Stampin' Up! Note cards and envelopes and you wanted to make a bunch of just cute little note cards, there you go. But we're going to step ours up a little. So we're going to take that piece of DSP and our cardstock. And because our DSP wouldn't be heavy enough to be our back, that's why we're backing it with a piece of cardstock. So if you wanted more of the cardstock to show, you could have just trimmed down the DSP, but we're not going to do that. We're going to have more of our DSP show. So I'm just going to glue that down. Okay. I swear I could start with a brand new thing of glue and still fight it all day. And if I had thought about it before I did this, I would have die cut the middle of this out to use on something else.
I just cut the middle out.
Huh?
That's what I just did, was cut the middle out.
Oh, good. I should have done that. If I had been thinking, okay, so for the future, but when you're making this card, don't waste this real estate. Cut a rectangle or cut a circle or something out of the middle of that. Don't waste that pretty paper. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to just add our little note card piece with our quilt square, which mine is very sticky. Okay, let's try this one. It wasn't working earlier, but oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. I know they're not empty, and I don't know what I did with I usually have a paper clip sitting here. Okay, guys, hang on. Let me grab a paper clip. I thought third time was going to be the charm, but apparently I was wrong. Right, there we go. There. Okay. Well, maybe I had just used up all my glue, you guys. It's time to break out a new bottle. Oh, I just hate to do it until I know they're all okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. can get it straight. Right, and I am going to just use my bone folder to kind of give it a little burnish and get it, make sure it's nice and glued down. Okay. All right, so while I have it open, I'm going to grab that little piece that I had that I cut earlier. And I'm going to add, actually, I'm going to add the striped side to the inside. Okay, guess what? I'm going to just grab a new glue. All right, and I still somehow managed to get glue on the inside. I got glue every place except where I wanted it today,
Of course.
but that's okay. I can go back in and make it not sticky. Okay, so I could stop there if I wanted to. I'm going to add some, oh my gosh, I've had some pearls here somewhere. I have some iridescent pearl basic jewels. So I'm going to add those, but I think I'm going to add a little greeting just right here in this little spot. So I think I'm going to take my little pink, my little petal pink piece, and I think I'm going to stamp and add a little greeting just because I want to. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll put it right there. What do you guys think?
Oh, I like that.
Greeting?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to use the little banner sayings, and I'm going to use one of the little banner pieces, one of the little punches, because Debbie talked me into buying this.
It
Don't
is
tell her.
so handy.
I know. She kept telling me that. I didn't buy it. And then she talked me into it, and now I'm kicking myself that I hadn't bought it before. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna use is the, let's see. I'm gonna use the celebrate, and then maybe I'll put the little bring on the confetti on the inside after I get the glue dry. Just so I have I just want a teeny little greeting. I don't need a whole lot. And I'm going to use I'm using, oh my goodness, Calypso Coral. I've got my little celebrate. I think I'm going to use, let's see, I want a flag to be on that side. Right. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, there we go. It's a new punch. Okay, so we're going to put that little guy. We're just going to stick him right there. What do you guys think? Just kind of on the edge of the DSP?
Yeah.
I think so too. All right. My urge is to put some twine there. I think I will. All right, I'm going to grab some linen thread because I just can't stand it. And the linen thread is a mess, apparently. Okay. So what designer series paper did you all pick for tonight? I didn't even ask you.
I'm using Beach Boardwalk.
Oh, nice. What are you using, Miss Laura?
I have this Easter stuff that's kind of shiny,
Yeah, I forgot
but
you bought that.
I didn't I don't really like the combination. So I started over,
Oh, well, that's okay.
Per usual.
That's okay. All right, I'm using about 10 inches of twine. I just wanted a little bit. I don't want a ton, but I kind of wanted it to have just a little something. I'm just going to tape that on. Sorry. Okay. Those little ends. And that other little end. Right. I'm just going to grab some dimensionals and add him to my card. And of course, that was the last one. Naturally. It's way more dimensional than I needed, but oh. Oh, okay, so there's my little banner. If I can get the dimensionals to not stick to me. Just gonna add that. All right. There. Okay. Yay. And then I'm just going to go back in and add some of the little pearls. I think I'm going to add one right here in the center. So here. And maybe I'm going to move that one out of the center. I think I don't like it. Thought I was going to like that there, but I don't think I do. Okay. Great. How are you guys doing?
Finishing touches.
Yay. Get some of this out of the way. Clean up my mess a little bit. But I got everything. I got sticky everywhere. I can take my embossing, I'll take my embossing Betty back in and kind of pat this down. And I don't know how I got sticky on it, unless my bone folder had sticky on it, but oh, it did.
Tracy,
Okay.
I am finished.
You are finished. Let me see.
This is a record.
I know you're like really quick tonight. All right, hang on. Let me get there. All right, let me
Hi,
see.
Amanda.
Huh?
Hi.
Oh, yay. Oh, that
And
looks great.
I didn't have enough contrast in my pinwheel, so I went back and added. So there,
Oh,
that top layer, it doesn't have the embossing, but it doesn't matter.
I know,
And then
but I
on
like it.
the inside,
Oh, look how cute that looks. Look at you go. So did you used your extra little triangles on the inside?
exactly. And I copied it off the arrangement on the front.
I love
I
it.
had to keep flipping to make sure I did it right.
I love it.
That's going to go out just like my last month's did to my friend Sharon.
Oh, you're
You
so
know
sweet.
Sharon?
Which Sharon?
Guarino.
I don't, maybe. I know the name, but I don't know that I know her.
NCSU demos started in her dining room.
Oh,
That was the very first meeting to plan
maybe
and
that's why I probably recognize the name.
so she's an old timer.
She's been around longer than I have, which is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, Laura, how are you? How's it going?
I didn't want to waste good paper until I knew I liked it. So I had some St. Patrick's Day paper just laying around here.
Okay.
So I just redid it all using only pattern paper. And I
Okay.
like it better.
Okay, let me see. Hey,
Yeah.
Amanda.
But it's, yeah.
Let's see.
I always have to make a prototype, like the one, there's a prototype, and then
prototype.
I rip it
Yeah.
apart and make a new one.
Absolutely. Well, it's a sample. That's what, that's why I practice. That's why you guys end up getting these later for monthly club or something, is mystery stamping is my practice.
Yeah.
So,
Can you
all right,
hold it up again, Laura?
let's see it. We didn't see it.
Well, it was just random stamp. It was just random St. Patrick's Day paper I
That's
had.
okay.
Oops.
Okay. Oh, cool.
It's
All right. We
best.
want to see your finished one when you decide. How's it going, Amanda?
Good. I have mine cut out.
Well, let's see your pieces. Prove it.
So I'm using the Nature's Walk DSP.
Yeah.
So I've got, and then Cloud Cover and Secret C and Crumb Cake. So
that'll be really
now
pretty. I want to see that one too.
Yeah, now I just need the dimensions to put it together.
It's really easy.
Okay.
Right, ladies?
It is.
It is. It's actually probably one of our easier ones. All right, so let me show you guys mine one more time because I kind of didn't. Okay. All right, so here's my finished one. I think it needs some Weka Stella. I think I'm going to go back in.
Yeah, it looks lovely. I also, I folded back the paper instead of making more triangles.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of like how that looks. And it seemed easier.
So you did what now?
I folded it back instead of cutting.
Oh, instead of cutting the triangles?
Yeah.
Okay, and that would work too. So basically, if you were doing an actual pinwheel, that you would do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, well, so let's say, all right. So we had fun. We were a small group tonight. A lot of our regular peeps. I don't know. I guess I'm going to go check on everybody and make sure everybody's okay that said they were coming and didn't make it. But we hope everybody had fun. If anybody has questions, please let me know. I'd love to help you out. And for those of you who participated tonight, would you please share your finished cards in the comments on our Facebook post, because I would love to see your finished cards, and I know everybody else would too. So we're going to chat a little bit more, but we'll say goodnight to everybody who's out in the world. So good night, everybody who's out in the world.
Bye.
Bye.